Stirring the coffee with one huge chopstick and one regular-sized chopstick, using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee. At the molecular level, good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, Ethiopian coffee made in a French press with a little bit of Coffee Mate because I ran out of cream. I haven't had Coffee Mate, you know, that powdered stuff? I haven't had that in maybe 30 years. Maybe 30 years. So we'll see how it is. Not bad. Not bad. Cream is so much better. Definitely. Yeah. Let's get started here. I woke up with this thought. Find the hidden benefit in it. I used to say that all the time. I used to ask people, so what is the hidden benefit? When people would tell me about something bad that happened or something in a process that didn't work. And I would say, instead of believing there was something defective or wrong with you, which a lot of people say, I must have done something wrong, or I pressed the wrong buttons, or I said the wrong thing. After forever trying to change a thing in you that you don't like, why not accept it, embrace it? And the highest level of understanding it is this: find the hidden benefit in it. Maybe the one thing you hate about yourself is a gift. Think about that. Rather than wasting energy cursing your fatal flaw, discover where that thing can be used. In 1 week, I get anywhere between, well, let's see, if I get 80 to 100 messages a day, think about how many messages I get in a week, or a month, or a year. A lot of people talking to me about where they have fallen short and where their life has failed. So rather than wasting energy on your fatal flaw and cursing it, I should have done this, or I made this wrong decision, or I'm just not cut out for this. I'm too fat, too skinny, too old, too young, too ugly, too good looking, too smart, whatever things that you use. I call them the terrible twos. Whatever negative conclusions you come to about yourself, rather than cursing them, take a look at yourself and say, where can this quality be used? Some people say, well, I just care too much. My problem is I just love too much. Okay, I've heard that before. Where can it be used? Where can it be capitalized? And I want you to play a dirty trick on your flaw, and that is find the hidden benefit of it. That is absolutely life-changing. Absolutely. I have a very similar philosophy when I was operating an organization. Remember, with relationships, I like to say date long, marry slow, and if you're going to get divorced, divorce fast. When in the corporate world, I used to say slowly hire but quickly fire. Very similar, isn't it? That way you're not a victim of your impulsiveness. You're not letting the vacuum, the need of that position, make you hire quickly. Slowly hire, or it will come back to bite you. Many, many years ago, there was a management consultant said, it's not the employees that you fire that are the problem. It's the ones you don't. Think about that. Men marry a woman hoping she won't change. Women marry a man hoping he will change. Think about that for a minute. It's going to be offensive to some, and for others, it's a kind of a whack in the head, a wake-up call, an aha moment. How can you deal with that? That is a truth. First of all, it's a truth. To me, it's like gravity. It's, when I just pick up this comb and I let go of it, it's gonna fall. Gravity is a truth. It doesn't matter if I believe in gravity or not. Gravity is going to have an effect on this comb. Gravity doesn't care if I believe in it or not. There are some truths in life. Men marry a woman hoping she won't change. Women marry a man hoping he will change. That doesn't care if you believe in it or not. It's true. It's a fact. You might have a different opinion, but facts don't care about your opinions or feelings. Think about that. Why is that true? Why is this true? This was another thing that I thought about over the weekend. God can use the grief caused by the human nature of other people, male or female, to bring you to a point of brokenness to draw you closer to Him. Did you ever go through some pain emotionally? Divorce, breakup, bankruptcy, the death of someone else? You felt victimized by someone else's carelessness, cold-heartedness. Just think about the things that have caused you grief from other people, male or female. Did it help you get closer to God or make you more bitter? I used to say, does it make you bitter or better? I think initially everyone gets bitter. There's a cycle. You never want to stay in one point. That's what I tell a lot of red pill men, guys in the men's community. Don't stay in one place too long. Keep moving. Be dynamic. Don't be static. I find a lot of people remain in bitterness and everything comes out of that. Their whole life just becomes bitter. Cycle, cycle, cycle. When I was thinking about the death of my friend Craig, man, I was sad. I was sad. It's been over a week now. And he took his own life, for those of you that don't know. And I explain a lot of that in my newsletter. Get my newsletter. Just get on my email list, georgebruno.com. Just do it. My best work is my writing. And those of you who get my email newsletter, you've already found that out. My newsletter is much better than this. Much better. But one of the things that I have gone through, and I counsel people who are on social media, don't bleed online just to get sympathy or whatever. I'm the kind of guy that would rather cry and bleed in private unless there is a lesson to be learned by hundreds of other people. Now, some of you have lost a lot of people in your life. I haven't, so I learned from you. One of the things that someone told me right after I informed them about Craig, they said, you're sad right now. I said, yes, I am. They go, when that ends, you're going to get angry. I'm like, it can't be true. And I was sad. I was grieving. And I'm still a little bit in grief from this. And my world is a mess as far as my logistics are concerned. You should see just like everything from my kitchen counter to clothes that I don't want to fold and put away and the clutter. Your world gets rocked by the death of somebody. But I morphed from sadness to anger, and I'm fucking pissed off that my friend killed himself. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm angry at him right now. Man, I cried at the funeral. Just barely. Sunglasses on. But man, I let it rip a few times. But now I'm pissed as hell. And I got to be careful not to punch a wall. But I'm pissed. And I can't talk to him. I find myself talking to the ceiling. I'm like, Craig, why the fuck did you do this? What the fuck? Like, why didn't you call me? Don't stay in these phases too long. I didn't stay in sadness and grief. I just kind of like let it do its thing. Anger. And then it's going to go possibly into like a little bit of melancholy. And then, of course, there might be a little bit of guilt going on. Well, what if I was there? What if I talked to him more? What if I called him? And then acceptance. No matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, remember the cycles of life. Don't be crystallized and hardened in your heart and mind. Move. You went through a breakup. You went through a divorce. Move. Let the river flow. Let the trauma move you. Let it do its roto-rooter inside your emotions. If it breaks up a log jam, let it rip. Move. Cycle. Now, should you do it publicly? No. What does the stable Stoic do? The stable Stoic experiences emotions. He experiences emotions. He doesn't deny them, because that would be sick. Can you imagine holding all that in? It's ridiculous. Eventually it's going to come out in some kind of maladaptive behavior. You delay the emotions. Now, for the first 3 days after I got the news of my friend, I will say that there was some spontaneous emotions that came out when I least expected it. And that's consistent with my theory. You know, cry. 2 times you should be crying: birth and death. And I don't think you can help those things. There are people who just forget about things. They stuff things. I say just let it rip, man. Let it rip. In private, in your pillow, in your room, close your door, in your car, take a drive, let it rip. Otherwise, you end up having this free-floating grief that just stays with you all the time. You need to get on with your life as well. But embrace the cycles that you go through. What do you think is more dangerous, the erasing of history and cancel culture, or the fabrication of history, of things that never really happened? Put your answer down below. Tell me what you think. Here's the 2 options. What do you think is more dangerous, the erasing of history or the fabrication of history of things that never really happened? I'd like to see what you think about that. In 1922, the actor Max Schreck, relaxing in between scenes during the filming of Nosferatu, the actual first vampire film, Schreck reportedly stayed in character at all times, even when the cameras weren't rolling. Now this is, talk about immersion, talk about method acting. The cast and crew never saw him out of full makeup and costume. His appearance and behavior led to wild rumors that Schreck was actually a vampire. So if this photo is indicative of Schreck's demeanor around the set, the crew's wariness was entirely understandable. You might think you're cool, but are you motorcycle with a sidecar pulling a teardrop trailer cool? You ain't got to be so bad, you ain't got to be so cold. This dog-eat-dog existence sure is getting old. Got to have a Jones for this, a Jones for that. Is running with the Joneses, boy, just ain't where it's at. Boz Scaggs, 1976, the song Low Down. Good song. Someone sent me a meme that had a phrase on it, and they said, this sounds like something you would say. Make sure the key to your success is not in someone else's pocket. I heartily agree with that. I was looking in my journal from 10 years ago, and I wrote down, action does not equal traction. This is why I offer traction coaching, and I will be doing more of that. Expanding my, I hate to say the word caseload, because that sounds so clinical, but caseload. Action does not equal traction. Do you ever feel like you're just working a lot but not going anywhere? The wheels can be moving, but you're sitting in the same spot for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The difference is traction. The vehicles that move through the snow have traction. You might say, I should have a net worth of millions by now. You might have had that, but it's about traction. You spun your wheels, you weren't going anywhere. The biggest lies are stay busy, try harder, work longer, just 1 more hour. I should get another degree, another certification. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years. Winners never quit, quitters never win. You need traction, not busyness, not more hours. Traction. Anyone else like Fry boots? I had Fry boots for about 20, 25 years. I might get another pair, which will probably be my last pair. But there's nothing like a classic pair of Fry boots. What are your favorite boots? Every woman has a little bit of Marilyn in her. You just have to figure out if it's Monroe or Manson. Keep in mind, I am open to host or MC or speak at your conferences, conventions, speakers retreats, association meetings, and symposiums if you feel that I would fit with your audience. I am probably one of the most uninvited men in the world. You heard the most interesting man in the world. I'm the most uninvited man in the world. because sometimes my message is a little too spicy for some. Most of those are Christian organizations that claim to enjoy the truth. But it has to be a certain truth, not the whole truth. So if you want me to speak, host, or MC at your conference, convention, speakers retreat, symposium, association meeting, if you want to keep the excitement up, keep the ball rolling, bring me in. People pay good money for your events. Give them the best. And I'm pretty good at it. In addition, I can interview your guests, your other speakers, in a little side studio like you've seen me do in the past. Go deep with your other speakers in a one-to-one conversation. You can create profitable content. It's something that really works well. It's a proven model. Did you have a speaker drop out at the last minute? Stuff happens. Speakers drop out a day before a convention or a conference. What do you do? Cancel the conference? Call me. Email me. I have been a substitute speaker for many organizations with as little as 12 hours notice. And you won't be disappointed. You need a voiceover, ebook narration? Email me. gb@georgebruno.com. gb@georgebruno.com. Did you ever think about your testosterone? Men. Ladies, have you ever thought of your hormone levels? Let me show you what I just did this morning before I even started the Daybreak Show. And they are the sponsor of this show today. So I am getting my male hormones checked. I got the test from letsgetchecked.com. Such a simple process. Easy, at home, discreet, not painful at all. A heck of a lot less painful than going to the lab and having them stick you with a needle. They give you a number of these lancet. They're kind of spring-loaded. You pull the cap off and you just kind of press it against like your third and fourth finger, like your middle finger and your ring finger. And it gives you enough blood to fill up this little tiny vial that they give you. Then you have to fill it up to the line. And you do that. And it takes about 10 to 12 squeezes to get that little vial filled. But the lancet does actually prick your skin, your finger enough just so you can just keep squeezing the blood out of the tip of your finger. This test has to be done before 9 a.m. I am doing it at 4:30 a.m. This is even before I start the Daybreak Show. Didn't have anything to eat, no coffee. And I just made sure that I followed the directions, which are very explicit and super easy. And you just fill up the little vial. There's nothing to it. You seal it up, you turn it upside down, like you turn it and kind of like mix it up a little bit. It's really simple. Put the cap on, and then you seal it up in this bag. You can see there's the vial, just a little thing. It looks like the cap of a pen. There's really nothing to it. Seal it up, put it in this bag that's provided, and then you use the seal of the bag. The bag has your code on it, so it's not going to get mixed up with anyone else's. I'm checking all my male hormones. I'm checking everything, my hormone panel. They give you a little Band-Aid and a little alcohol swab and all that stuff. But this is so easy. Any test that you want, if you're male or female, STDs, male hormones, female hormones. I like getting my testosterone and male hormones checked, just to make sure I'm on track and I'm healthy. The box and the package you send back is all prepaid postage. Super simple.
put it in a bag, put that little bag in the original box that it came in. Then they send you a UPS bag. You either drop it off at a UPS place or call UPS and they will pick it up. Just super simple. I mean, there's everything you need. And then in a short period of time, you get the results back. And they tell you what you are lacking, what you need, what you could do about it. I love it. It's great. Let'sGetChecked.com.
The 2021 right-wing extremist definition is this: avoid drugs, avoid alcohol, avoid porn, stay in shape physically and mentally, spend time outside, be monogamous, get married, have a family, don't hate yourself for your ethnic background, no matter who you are, no matter what color you are, black, brown, white, or purple, love your country, love your history, and love your culture. That right there is the definition of a right-wing extremist in 2021. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.